Most men today spend their lives chasing something. Chasing acceptance. Chasing success. Chasing validation. Chasing attention, recognition, admiration, even chasing people who barely think about them. It's a constant forward sprint. Toward things that run even faster the moment you pursue them. But the Stoics lived differently. They never chased. Not opportunities. Not outcomes. Not approval. Not status. Not people. And definitely not situations that weren't aligned with who they were becoming. To them, chasing was the clearest sign that a man was not in control of himself. Because you don't chase what belongs to you. You don't chase what is meant for you. You only chase when something inside you feels incomplete, ungrounded, or unsure. And the Stoic understood that a man's power dissolves the second he moves out of alignment with himself. The modern world doesn't tell men this. It encourages chasing. It rewards desperation. It glorifies urgency. It convinces men that speed is a sign of ambition, and stillness is a sign of weakness. But if you observe carefully, you'll notice something. The most powerful people, the ones you instinctively respect, rarely move with frantic energy. They don't sprint toward outcomes. They don't beg for attention. They don't fight to be chosen. They don't run after what's walking away. They move from a place of grounded direction. They move like people who already know their worth. They move like people who expect life to meet them where they stand because they've built themselves into someone worth meeting. That's the Stoic way. The way of the man who knows that chasing doesn't lead to fulfillment, it leads to exhaustion. A man who chases becomes blind. He becomes impulsive. He becomes emotionally unstable. He loses clarity, loses standards, loses self-respect. He bends, he compromises, he sacrifices parts of himself for the hope of receiving something external in return. And each time he does, a piece of him erodes. Stoics never accepted that. To them, chasing was a form of self-betrayal, a signal that you've forgotten your own authority. When a Stoic wants something, he doesn't chase it. He positions himself for it. And there's a world of difference between the two. Chasing is external. Positioning is internal. Chasing is emotional. Positioning is strategic. Chasing is reactive. Positioning is controlled. Chasing drains you. Positioning strengthens you. A Stoic focuses on who he must become, not what he must pursue. He understands that only two things are ever under his control: his actions and his character. Everything else, timing, outcomes, opinions, circumstances, lives outside of his authority. Chasing tries to control the uncontrollable. Positioning masters what you can actually influence. Look at the patterns in your own life. Every time you chased someone's approval, you felt smaller afterward. Every time you chased an opportunity, you felt powerless when it slipped away. Every time you chased validation, you felt emptier once you received it. Every time you chased an outcome, the process became miserable. Chasing creates attachment. Attachment creates suffering. The Stoics knew this long before psychology confirmed it. So instead of chasing, they focused on building themselves into the kind of man for whom opportunities naturally open, for whom people feel magnetized, for whom respect grows without force. A Stoic never says, "I need this." He says, "I'll become someone who attracts this." And that shift changes everything. When a man stops chasing, his energy changes. His posture changes. His decisions change. His standards rise. And the world responds differently to him because he responds differently to himself. A Stoic invests in what he can control: his discipline, his habits, his presence, his work, his integrity, his growth. People notice that. Opportunities notice that. Life notices that. Most men chase because they don't believe they can draw things in through who they are. Stoics know they can, so they spend their time building themselves rather than running after things that don't belong yet. There's something else Stoics understood: if you have to chase it, you'll have to keep chasing it. If you have to beg for it, you'll have to keep begging for it. If you have to force it, it was never aligned with you in the first place. But when you attract something through character, it stays through character. No performance. No pressure. No pretending. Just alignment. Modern men chase because they confuse movement with progress. But a man can run in circles faster than anyone else and go nowhere. He can exhaust himself trying to win external battles while losing the internal one. He can obsess over results while ignoring the process that would have created them. A Stoic doesn't rush. He moves with intention. He moves with clarity. He moves with direction, not desperation. Because he knows that what is meant for him will not be scared away by patience, discipline, or self-respect, and what isn't meant for him won't stay even if he sacrifices everything to keep it. The man who chases lives in fear of loss. The Stoic lives in acceptance of reality. The man who chases breaks easily when things slip away. The Stoic stays steady because he knows something better aligns with who he's becoming. The man who chases acts from scarcity. The Stoic acts from abundance of character. The man who chases tries to force outcomes. The Stoic meets life halfway by mastering his side of the equation. That's what Stoics do instead of chasing. They build themselves into men worth meeting, following, trusting, and choosing. And when a man becomes that version of himself, he doesn't chase, the world naturally rearranges around him. People come toward grounded energy. Opportunities come toward competence. Respect comes toward integrity. Love comes toward stability. Success comes toward discipline. And peace comes toward self-command. A Stoic isn't passive, he's selective. He isn't avoidant, he's intentional. He isn't emotionless, he's controlled. He isn't detached from life, he's detached from desperation. He doesn't chase. Not because he doesn't care, but because he knows his worth. He knows his mind. He knows his presence. He knows the direction he's moving toward. And he knows that whatever aligns with that path will meet him along the way, not because he ran after it, but because he became the kind of man it naturally gravitates toward. When you stop chasing, you stop abandoning yourself. When you stop abandoning yourself, you start rising. And when you start rising, the world stops running away from you. And starts noticing you. That is why Stoics never chase, not out of pride, but out of wisdom.